It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And we'll be watching Terry McLaurin as utter dominance has moved him within range of the single-season receiving record. It's the Commanders and the Cowboys, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they interplay here. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they come in playing reasonably well. Losers the last time out, but winners of 4 of 5 before that. Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And we are underway from FedEx Field. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. They'll be brought out by a player who was undrafted back in 2015 out of Old Dominion. Last season, his first as a starter. It's Taylor Heineke.
And when you think about great seasons in recent memory, he's definitely putting one together here. There's a good chance he's going to go over 5,000 yards passing for the season. He's just a little bit under that mark coming in. And I tell you, it's pretty rarefied air when you get up there with numbers like this.
And the play fake, and now Heineke. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
Heineke. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
On third down, Heineke. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That gain on third down, good for 28. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that, you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
They'll run for the first time with Antonio Gibson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Heineke now looking to throw on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done, because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of regret there because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here, just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on third down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? That drive continues.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Prescott's throw pulled in by Lamb. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Prescott. And this is what here? Incomplete, they say. Looked like it was intercepted, but he apparently did not get the 2 feet down inbounds. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Prescott. And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And again, it's Prescott. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, 2nd down.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Here's Prescott. Open man, Lamb. It's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the 1st. You got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the 1st drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another 1st there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Hey, baby, this ain't good enough for us.
They'll step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. After the penalty, it's Elliott. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, this defense for the Commanders, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
It will be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable. You know me pretty well. On second down and short, what I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, that's a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. Well, it's not the touchdown that they wanted, CD, but still, they got to be pretty happy here. You steal the ball away from them on their opening possession, and you turn that into the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you painted the picture perfectly there. All the things that have gone on, and the important thing, other than the lead, of course, is as you described, both sides of the ball now have some momentum.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
As the Commanders make their way out on offense, let's take a peek at the playoff picture in the NFC.
Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
That good for 22 and a first down. They went with a nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
And he's got room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29.
Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
Play action. Heineke. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Thomas brings it in. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. Or week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
On the toss, here's Robinson. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Good work there, holding him out on first down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
They'll try to run with Gibson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Commanders are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead.
A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Joey Sly on for the extra point.
He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
Throwing on second and long. Prescott
Able to hit his target, Lamb.
give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Returnable here from the 38.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So it's all down to this, week 18 on the NFL schedule. And that means that once we sort things out, we'll all be set for our second ever Super Wild Card weekend, which I think everyone agrees was a runaway success last year. We've got 2 games coming up on Saturday, 3 more on Sunday, and then we'll put a bow on it Monday night.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
And now it's a bootleg with Heineke.
And his throw here's incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
On 3rd down, Robinson.
Oh, he's got a little daylight.
And he's going to have a Commander's 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, Heineke.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
And out now come the Cowboys.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. The just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, the runner crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
52 yards rushing for him now to this point.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Robinson with another carry.
A solid stiff arm. And he's brought down. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
Robinson, and he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr. hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year.
And they are able to add on to their advantage.
So he had the nice run to get him down there. Was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Slide for the PAT.
And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Dallas offense set for this next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On 2nd and 7, Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
The Prescott to Schultz there for the Cowboy first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st and 10, Prescott.
That's caught again by Schultz.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down. Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Elliott. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
On 3rd down, you'll give him that. You just want to make sure that you play the 1st down line. They were able to get him down and force the punt.
On is the punter, Brian Anger, to kick this one away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line.
Here comes Antonio Gibson as he's set for another drive.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
They go play action. Now Heineke.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Brown. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Brett Maher on for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Fielded right around the 8. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson in the Commander offense.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
Room here to run. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Cowboys' 37-yard line.
88 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this 1st half.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Robinson up the middle. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It was Anthony Barr that time who got in there and made the play.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the 1st half.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Off the play fake, Heineke.
Out to his left.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back.
They'll run with Gibson.
And able to get him down, but he third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Sort of interesting going with a draw play there. Do you like that call?
I don't, but it'd be a lot more powerful coming from me if I'd said it before the play actually happened, if I'd first guessed it. But look, a draw in that situation, heavy risk reward. If he walks in, it looks like a great call, doesn't it?
Yeah, instead brings up a tough 4th down.
And they'll try to throw now. Heineke.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. They'll try and run. This is Robinson. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
They'll go. It's Gibson.
And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. The run on 4th and goal from the 4 is stopped short. And this Cowboy defense comes up with a goal line stand.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Out of his end zone, Prescott.
Out of his hands quickly to CeeDee Lamb.
It'll go down as a gain of 6. And we've got a 3rd down and 3.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St. Juste. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. On a tight game like this, that could be an incredibly important pick-6, CD. And remember, it cancels out the one that the opposition had earlier in this ball game.
You're right about that, partner, because each side came up with plays to swing the momentum their way. Still plenty of time left for either team to come through with a win, though. Can someone else make a similar play and win it for their club?
The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that makes it a 21-10 game.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, and it's the Eagles who are out in front. Corey Davis with 3 touchdown receptions. From there, we head down south to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Marcus Mariota has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. It's Mac Jones with a touchdown pass there.
With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cowboys. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for Washington, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Both teams currently making their final adjustments. We're getting ready for the second half. So we'll send it back up to FedEx Field and hand things back over to Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
As they begin their second half here, Charles, offensively, not where they want to be, obviously. They're losing in this ball game, but very much within striking distance. We'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
Is that the old glass half full, half empty type of a deal? Which way do you want to look at it? Because you're right, they're down on the scoreboard, but they're definitely opportunities now because if they want to go ahead and get going in this one, get back to the running game. I think there are going to be some places to go with it, and I think the offensive line will appreciate the chance to fire out and hit people.
That's a good point because they virtually had nothing going in the ground game in that first half.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott.
Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Prescott now from the 50. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
To throw again on second down. Prescott.
They'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Prescott yet again. Throw left side complete. That's Schultz.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 20-yard line.
That one goes for 29 yards on third down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. From the red zone now, Prescott.
And Prescott, his third interception. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And the Commanders are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
First chance for the Commanders offense now as they head out for their opening series of the second half. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
110 yards rushing now for Gibson. He's got a first down.
But that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
It's a first down Washington on a pickup of 18.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Heineke now.
That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 37. That one goes for 24 yards.
So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, they either are or will be Hall of Famers.
Straight ahead is Robinson.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Play action now. Here's Heineke.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
Micah Parsons
coming in to drop it for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now, a 3-point swing right there.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And the lead grows to 14 at 24-10.
Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
A good pickup there at 22.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. Another one to CD Lamb. He's got it. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, 1st down. Prescott to throw it. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
He's known for his legs and his fancy footwork. Was not getting much of a chance to use it here. The defense continued to hold the upper hand by bringing him down on that play.
Some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Left side to Lamb.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. Through the offensive coordinator, you love looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Here we go, here we go.
First down, Prescott.
Catch is made. It's Schultz on the out route. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
The 1st down carry by Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, a 15-yard touchdown run.
And the Cowboys are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter.
Well, they ran the toss, trusting he had the speed to get to the edge, and he did.
And there really wasn't any doubt about that because the scouting report told you that this guy could flat out run. When you give him a little bit of space and a chance to get there, he usually does.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 24-17. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Pretty important third-quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now at FedEx Field.
It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the fourth. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Heineke. Here's a screen for Robinson.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
He's had success running the football, and this is more or less an extension of that because they drop it off to him on the screen. And I'll bet he's thinking to himself, if I didn't have to slow up a bit here in traffic, I could have really made something out of that one.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
And Gibson looking for some kind of opening, but he has none. They rally up to stop him short of the marker.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll run for it with Robinson. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 2nd and 11 now. Heineke. This one complete to Curtis Samuel.
And they're going to get this up to midfield. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Now this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. Heineke now from the 50. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
To throw is Heineke.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
2nd down and a run by Robinson.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On play action, Heineke.
And that will be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal to start the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Dallas offense set for this next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. That's caught again by Schultz. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. Out of the gun, it's Elliott.
Jamin Davis there to bring him down.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw pulled in by Lamb. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards and just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Ferguson. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now back to the ground with Elliott. Gets past one man. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down the 8-yard line. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Prescott. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Chase Young gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
So a big one coming now for Brett Maher. He hit his first, this one from 38. Maher able to put this one through, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's come together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here to have any hopes of winning this game.
Pass to you said big 3rd down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Cowboys are right back in this football game.
A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Throwing again on second down. Prescott.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
Here's Dak.
And he will find his man on the outside. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. First down now, but that clock rolling. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Peyton Hendershot
With his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
And the Washington offense going back to work.
They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get to overtime and try and win it there. But, you know, sitting up here in the booth,
take some gambles.
I say let's go for this thing, try and push it, and maybe catch the defense back on their heels a bit.
See if they do that.
Off the play fake, Heineke. Pass complete, Thomas. But Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
A first down throw for Heineke.
This to McLaurin out on the left side. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
They run the jet sweep, Dotson.
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Holding, offense.
And they'll accept that penalty. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Straight ahead, Gibson.
He'll get it to the 23-yard line.
126 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line.
Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I think we just saw an example of a game situation that I know is discussed, practiced to the nth degree, go right out the window, and a chance to win the game as well.
Yeah, protect the football. On the other side, you're taught to get in there and rake it out. They did just that.
I mean, they go over this starting in OTAs and mini camps. You go through these situations, and that's the way a lot of teams like to end practice. Finish it off with this type of a drive, kick the game-winning field goal. Everyone feels good and heads to the locker room. In this case, though, they're not going to feel so great about it.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So the Cowboys going to get the first chance here to search for a winner as we're back underway to start this overtime.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC.
And you can see they're in second place in the division, but they have clinched postseason football. That's the important thing. They currently have the best record among the wild card contenders, but they want to make sure they finish this season strong.
And isn't that the case each and every year about one division that ends up being the top-loaded division? And unfortunately this year, it's theirs. But you could spin it and say, hey, they've been tested, and they've beaten a lot of good teams already. They will be prepared for the playoffs.
Now this throw caught left side.
On the move past the 40.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
And how about that? So many times the big play is what does it in overtime. They got one there, move the ball past midfield, and now you know they're on the move, looking to score the game-winning touchdown because a field goal won't finish the game.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy.
And able to get this to the 31.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Prescott now.
Finding Tolbert here over the middle. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 13-yard line.
It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Well, good start for him under center here in overtime, now 3 of 3.
And this is where you have to know who you have playing quarterback. You've got a confident thrower right now, someone who's taking care of the ball, but not being timid as well, and is moving the team downfield. That opens up your playbook and allows you to dial up some big shots if you want.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10. Prescott.
Open man, right side, it's Lamb. And the Cowboys are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I thought they were onto something with their play calling, kind of went in reverse a little bit, threw it on first down, then ran it on 2nd down. Not successful either way. What play call do they come up with here on this important 3rd down try?
Yeah, this is going to depend on the spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short.
Washington looking for another timeout, and they get it.
They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
Here we go.
Fourth down, Prescott. Oh, and
It's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. A big seam, and he might go all the way. 20. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick six for a Washington touchdown. So they go for it on 4th and goal, hoping to get 6, and it's 6 the other way.
If hindsight is 20/20, they would have gone ahead and kicked the field goal, but by being aggressive, it actually cost them. Give up 6 points going the other way.
A lot more was on the line in this one than just defending your home field, CD. They defend their home field against a division rival and get the victory, so this one feels a little extra special.
It has to, right? There's always just a little more emphasis on games like this. Everyone talks about playing each game the exact same way, but you and I both know that is not true. Division rivals, you want to take care of business not just at home, but against a team that you really don't like very much, too.
So for the Commanders, they finish things off in style, putting a bow on a 14-3 regular season.